Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk to you today about ideal type on a personal note. So to start with, I'm going to ask you a question. How can we make 50 identical biscuits? And the answer to that mostly is that we used a mold, and the mold serves as the archetypal pattern for us to follow. So each biscuit that we make is fashioned after the specific mold, and according to Plato's point of view, it is called the world of ideas, which is immutable and eternal, regardless of the changes taking place in the material world. And I think it's the same case when it comes to our pursuit nowadays in our ideal type, no matter it is a person or a dog or a career. So how can we find an ideal type? And I think we do that by mimicry mostly. So let's imagine that we are having a conversation. You're talking to me, and out of respect, I'm looking at you. But respect is a shallow explanation. Could there be any other reason for us to look at someone when we are talking? Well, there must be one, and I think that is, in order to empathize with you, I have to look at the world through your eyes, and I do that by looking at what you are looking at. I see the direction of your eyes, because there's an assumption that what you're looking at is the thing that you value. But why do I bother to know what you value? Because I want to know what to value. So here's another presumption, and that is, what you value is something that matters. So for that single moment when I'm talking to you or when I'm interacting with you, I'm treating you as the locale of my ideal type. And I think that is the fundamental reason why we hold that looking at someone when we are talking is a display of our respect. So we do that by imitation. Well, that's the same case in the molding example of biscuits, I would say. But here's another question. Why do we need to find the ideal type? Well, I think the answer to that could also be found in Plato's argument. He has made an allegory of the cave. So imagine that we as human beings are like prisoners in a cave, and we are facing the wall, the back wall of the cave. And in our back, there might be some other creatures holding up some figures above their head. And due to some flickering of the fire behind those creatures, those figures could be reflected as the form of shadows in front of us on the walls. And we see the shadow casted on the walls, and we think it is the real image or the real world, but it isn't by any stretch of the imagination. It's just shadow. So for those who are brave enough and rebellious enough, maybe they will break free from their fetters, trying to turn around and see the world as it is, those real figures. And once he do that, well, there's no turning back. And I think that somehow shed light on why we do that, because we have an insatiable desire to see the authenticity of the world, to not be blinded by our bigotry, by the superficiality of some phenomenon. And I think that's why, even though seeing the world as it is and the pursuit of the truth is a torturing endeavor, but there are also so many people who are so eager to be on that cruise, and I think that's somehow worthwhile. So that is an explanation that I think to be quite justifiable in terms of our pursuit as modern human beings to our ideal type. Thank you. See you next time.